Good afternoon, I'm sorry. Hope you're having a great day today. You know, this week we got the troubling news, I think on Sunday or on Chabad. There was a group of white supremacists, JP, literally 2 miles from our show, chanting horrific things, and it's pretty scary. I mean, 2 weeks ago we had the white supremacists marching in Boston. Here it was, only 2 miles from our Chabad house. And I got a few calls from people who were worried and disturbed, and even though they weren't chanting things against the Jews this time, they were chanting things against others. But we of course know when it starts anyway where it heads to, and we have to of course be concerned and worried for all people who are under attack by haters and white supremacists and neo-Nazis. But I wanted to share something from this week's Torah portion that maybe could connect to this. This week's Torah portion is Matos and Maseh. We actually do a double portion where we finish the book of Numbers. We do Matos and Maseh. Matos means the sticks. What does Matos actually mean? The Jewish people are called by 2 different names. We're called the tribes of Israel, which is Shiftei Yisrael, and Mata Yisrael, the Matos. What's the difference between a shevet and a mata? A shevet is a branch. You see, I'm sitting under a tree here. We have branches. Branches are soft. You can bend them, you can crack them. Of course, you shouldn't. And they're full of sap and vitality. And in fact, even when you pull a branch off of a tree and you'll break it, the branch itself will resemble the tree. And even when it dries out, you'll see that it came from a tree. A mata represents a stick. A stick comes from a tree. If it's from the trunk, you take a trunk, you cut down the tree, and you make a stick out of it. But the stick is so far removed from the tree that it doesn't even resemble the tree. You don't see its connection. Even when you don't see any connection between the tree and the stick, it's a total separate thing, although it comes from it. Says the Rebbe, the reason why the tribes of Israel, the Jewish people, are called by these 2 names is because it speaks about 2 different times. The time when the Jewish people were in Israel, in the Holy Land with the Holy Temple, and the time of exile, when the Jews wandered around the world in exile away from their homeland. For example, the shevet, the Rebbe says, the tribes of Israel represents our time when the tree is connected to the branch. When the branch is connected to the tree, you see its connection, and you're able to see that it's the same source, that it's connected to the source, to its life. That represents the Jewish people in the time of the temple, the time of the Bet HaMikdash. Matos represents the stick that's totally disconnected from the tree. Although it came from the tree, and although it's the same material of the tree, you don't see the connection. But the Rebbe tells us, although of course there's nothing like a branch being connected to its tree, and we all pray every day 3 times in our prayer, the Techazena Einenu, that we should have the time when we merit the ultimate redemption, when that branch will clearly be connected to the tree. There's something unique about a stick. The stick, although it's hardened and although it's disconnected seemingly from the tree, you see the strength, it's strong. A branch is flimsy, a branch bends. Try to bend a stick. A real stick, a rod, it's hard, it's strong. The Rebbe said that our time in exile has given us tremendous inner strength and perseverance. That although we're not the shevet always, we don't see that connection, we don't see the sap in the branch of the tree. We know that this stick is hardened and strengthened by exile. And that gives the Jew the strength to be strong and have inner pride and inner strength to stand up for what it means to be a Jew, to stand up against anti-Semitism, to stand up against hate of any kind, and to be able to say, I am a proud Jew. Although we wandered for 2,000 years, we have inner strength, Jewish strength. We're the matos, we're the sticks of Israel. We're strong and stand tall and proud in who we are. So when you see anti-Semitism, when you see white supremacy, when you see hate, if it's in Boston, if it's in JP, or if it's in Europe or anywhere, we as Jews have to be unequivocal in our strength and commitment to who we are, and in our pride of who we are, and speaking out in a clear, loud voice against all kinds of hates and all kinds of phobias, because we have to be a people that show our inner strength and have love and joy. And you know what? We will overcome all these haters, all these neo-Nazis and white supremacists, because ultimately good will prevail over bad. God bless you and have a good day.